We're going live. Keep going.
Yeah, no, that's cool. But yeah, so one thing that for all the viewers that are on is soft skills. A lot of
Going
veterans,
live. Keep going.
don't realize how valuable their soft skills are, Christine. And latest research revealed that almost 70% of recent college grads have been fired from the US labor market. And many reasons, but some of the majority of the reasons why almost 70% of recent college grads have been fired from their job is because of lack of soft skills.
Hmm.
And the veterans, they have them. I mean, first of all, you get enslaved. I'm sorry, you go to boot camp. That's a crisis. And I don't care what branch of service, but you can quit. I mean, the Marines, you can quit, but we're just going to recycle. We're just going to make it a little bit tougher before you go home. But you have to have a lot of soft skills like resilience, courage, teamwork, collaboration, innovation. I mean, you build all of those soft skills from day one in any recruit training, um, program, and then transfer those out into the private sector. Come on. I mean, you could tell a veteran, "Hey, are you okay with coming to work at 8 o'clock?" The veteran's going, 8 o'clock? Are you serious? Like, we were averaging getting up at 4. And when I went in the 1800s, but when I was in, I would have already ran 10 miles by like 6 in the morning. 6 in the morning, it's like shower. I'm already showering, eating breakfast and starting work. But I had already ran like 10 miles, maybe worked out, before 6. When I retired, they're like, "Oh, can are you comfortable with coming to work about 8?" I'm like I can have laundry done. I can have you a custom home built. Why do we get to sleep? Yeah. I mean, matter of fact, for a lot of folks who've served, if you wake up, Christine, and the sun is up, we're like spazzing out. We're like spazzing out. So being punctual is, being enthusiastic, working with diverse groups of humans with different belief systems. Come on. You can't go to the University of Diversity of Humans, or there's no University of Comfortable in Crisis. I can't sing to the University of Enthusiasm and then guarantee you're gonna, yeah, right. Well, maybe you, Christine, but what Anthony say, 4 a.m. over here doing PT by 5. Yeah, look at that. Yeah, doing PT by 5 a.m. first to work. I mean, come on. And I think that's why you're seeing the shift in the United States labor market, where latest research shows, I think last year, about 55% of companies made degree requirements preferred. Not saying that getting a degree is not a good thing. Absolutely, become a life learner, and plus it gives you more negotiation power when you get the job offer. But 55% of companies are going, employers are going, "Hey, you know what? I will hire you for your soft skills, and then I will pay for you to get credentialed." Isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
So all you veterans out there, oh, I did 3 years, 2 years, or like Mario P. Fields, 150 years. If you get on my TikTok, you know what I'm talking about. But right now I'm the longest serving sergeant major the Marine Corps has ever seen on my TikTok. But stop being so hard on yourselves. Start, look at, do a skills inventory.
Ooh.
Social perceptiveness. Yeah, get your skills inventory, write it down. In research, you could use Copilot, ChatGPT, whatever. But like research what those skills actually mean, the activity, behavior associated with them, and you guys see how valuable you are. And when you go into that job interview, you want to separate yourself from the candidate, focus on the soft skills. Because all the candidates can have a bachelor's or master's or a doctorate degree, but are they comfortable in crisis? And then prove it to me. Give me an example. You know what I mean? If I was interviewing a candidate, and I had a veteran and non-veteran, and I said, "Are you comfortable in crisis?" And let's say the person that didn't serve said, "Yes, I am." Well, give me an example. Give me an example. And then the veteran comes in. "Are you comfortable in crisis?" "I am." Well, give me an example. I mean, veterans going, "Where do I start?" It's a crisis every day. Sometimes you watch the news, it's just a crisis.
Mhm.
So that's my thing tonight is you're more valuable than what you believe. Don't be a worst enemy. Don't let your emotions paralyze your professional progress when you get out. You're more valuable than what you think. And then get that degree, continue that life learning to reinforce those soft skills, and then negotiate the heck out of those employers. Did my research. The average salary in Orange County is this. With my unique soft skills, I believe I'm a little bit above average, my friends.
Nice.
There it is, Christine. There it is. How you like it? How you like that stuff? Was
I
it
love
delicious?
it.
Was
I
it
love
mouth-watering?
it. You just wanted to say those words. Mario, where can people find you to get all the funny, the smiles, the laughs, the motivation, the encouragement, the skills that you share, and all the amazing people that you share with the community? Where
Yeah, first of all, I'm 5'3", so first to find me physically, you got to look down or look in between the cracks. Uh, so that's number one. But no, if you go in a search engine and you put Mario P. Fields, it'll all come up. Or if you just want to go to my landing page that has access to all of my social media, you go to this. All you got to do it in the search engine is just put Sergeant Major Mario P. Fields parade deck, and then it will come up. And there is, thanks, Anthony, and that will give you access to all of my socials and also the podcast, video and audio, and that's Unarmored Talk Podcast. Thanks, Christine.
Thank you so much, Mario. I hope you feel better and I hope you enjoy your family tonight. And it's amazing to see and catch up with you.
I appreciate it. Same for you. I'm going to clap for you on the way out because I don't have one of those special buttons. I'm going to start doing some fundraising this year to get one of those. Thanks, Christine.
Hugs, Mario. Have a great day. We'll see you later.
Bye-bye, everyone.
So, hey, you guys,
Thank you,
welcome. It's
Sergeant.
us. It's us just on the veteran series. We had Mario for just a few minutes tonight. He had to go. He wasn't feeling well and he had family, but he wanted to drop in and say hello. So if anybody needs his email afterwards to connect with them, let me know and I'll put it in chat. And now that we're here, it's completely open forum. I know there's a lot going on. Anthony, maybe you can jump in with some college news. I know classes are on special right now. There's a
Yeah, we have a great deal actually.
yeah.
So the thing about our school, we're Santa Ana College, School of Continuing Ed. All of our classes are 100% free, and we are open entry, open exit, which means you can sign up for classes anytime, all throughout the semester. And they're amazing classes, a great opportunity to get some training, get some classes in. We now offer something called dual enrollment for adults. So dual enrollment has existed for decades, and that allows high school students to take college classes while they're in high school. So when they graduate, they get a high school diploma and a college diploma at the same time, and they actually get 2 free years after that. We now have adult dual enrollment. If somebody didn't finish high school or they want to get their GED, they come to us. We will enroll them in those classes, and they will be allowed to take college credit classes for free as well. So it's a great opportunity, 100% free. You just have to be over 18. What other announcement? We have a citizenship fair coming up. Unfortunately, we're hearing some news about some veterans who are actually being deported. So, it behooves them to go ahead and start the process. We're having a free citizenship workshop. I'll post a flyer. Last but not least, some good news for veterans. MetroLink is now going to offer 50% off fares for MetroLink. It previously was only offered for active duty military. Now it's going to be offered for veterans, seniors, and students. 50% off. I'll post that up there.
That's incredible.
That's all.
Wait, who are you? Do your introduction. Tell us who you are.
Oh, so I'm Anthony Garcia, Santa Ana College, School of Continuing Ed, U.S. Army veteran.
Great to have you in the community. Thank you so much. You guys want to pop in and tell us all who you are? Just hit the unmute button.
Hey, sorry, I guess I'll pop in here real quick. So my name's Alex Trujillo. I'm a Marine Corps veteran, and I work with the Department of Veterans Affairs, with the VISN at 22, and it's through the Office of Mental Health and Suicide Prevention. So what we do is, in my role, I engage with a lot of community partners and help them identify those things that they're already doing for veterans, right? That are community-based interventions for suicide prevention, and just highlight to them like, hey, like you guys are already doing, whether it be promoting connectedness or improving transitions of care by connecting them to direct resources. Um, Something that we that we focus on through in this role is so the count for, death by suicide in Orange County for veterans is about 35. We're averaging for the last like 6 years. Um, right. But those that's just individuals who they themselves identify as veterans, right? But for whatever complexity, whether they didn't see combat, they didn't deploy, or maybe they got administratively separated, medically discharged before their contract was over, there's individuals out there who, or they were in the reserves, right? And they don't consider themselves veterans, right? So then we, through the community-based interventions, we ask, the community like, hey, like instead of asking, are you a veteran, right? You might get a no, right? We change the question to, have you or a loved one ever served? And that kind of opens the conversation to like, oh, like, my mom served, my grandpa served, or whoever it may be, right? And or I served, but and then you get their story. And once we figure that out, right, then we can connect them to an appropriate resource, right, if there's one for them and stuff like that. So that's just me, a little bit about this role. I love engaging with the community, seeing what's going on. There are different programs. There's many organizations here in Orange County that are doing some great work. So I'm happy to be here. So thank you guys.
Great to have you.
I guess I'll go next. Hi, Jonathan Yogi Hernandez, a huge supporter of Christine's mission and vision and the Veteran Series Forum. I wear different hats, have the Mil2Vet podcast. I am officially today the Region 10 Regional Affairs Director, representing all 120, 150,000 students down here in San Diego for all the community colleges. So, and then just happy to be here and support.
Thank you, Yogi. Great to have you. And we have Robin, and then we have Suzanne.
Suzanne can go first. I'll be right back. Just a second.
Suzanne, that's a beautiful canine you have in that photo.
There we go. Okay, now can you hear me?
Can hear you, yeah.
Sound like that Sprint commercial. Yes, Christine, you are the hostess with the mostest. You have the most fabulous, wonderful speakers. I remember that Dawood was such an advocate of the veterans in Camp Lejeune. And before he passed, he would always try to say Sergeant Major, and then he would say, no, just call me Mario. And he never, ever would. So in Dawood's memory, we always call him Sergeant Major Mario Field. So I knew who that was as soon as I saw who was your guest speaker. And such a wonderful group that you bring together. So thank you to everybody here and to your guest speaker for your service. And my name is Suzanne Saunders, and I started a charity called K9 Armor 20 years ago because police dogs don't automatically get a bulletproof vest, but there's such a thing that exists. So started this charity, and now I've measured 200 dogs and given out bulletproof vests to so many canine heroes throughout the years. Christine and I met in 2019 at the Orange County Police Canine Show, and that's going to be coming up in October. Before that, we've got our Patriot and Paws fundraiser that she invited me to. And it's such an opportunity for me to go anywhere because so many events were shut down during the pandemic. And I myself have had PTSD for so many years, and I don't really think you and I have ever had a conversation about what a personal goal it is for me to be able to continue to go to events. And you are my accountability buddy to help me keep from being completely isolated. I mean, you brought everybody together during a time when we were all forbidden to meet during the pandemic. And so we all became Zoomerific, friends from far and wide. And now you have people from all over. So I'm currently in Los Angeles, by the way. So, yeah, I'll be seeing you at the Orange County show. I've got 4 different brands of bulletproof vests that we give now because one actually saved the life of a canine. So anybody who wonders if it's just for show or do they wear them all the time? Well, one did actually save a dog's life recently last year, and we're working on getting some more. So let's make sure we get as many doggies vested as possible. And there'll be some more events coming up. So before then, there's a golf fundraiser for the Orange County, and maybe you and I can reach out to some of your other friends in your networking who are also past, I think, veterans and now belong to city councils, and OC Biz Lewis and Sean Caveria and all these people you bring together. So thank you, Christine, because what you do is the fabulous bringing together of everybody. And me, I'm the Canine Bulletproof Vest Fairy Godmother. So if anybody's interested in more info about putting together a event and supporting our veterans. Oh, and you also had me become an elk. That's all your fault too. I mean, thank you for that too, because the Elks is also a group that support our veterans. Here comes 4th of July, and what better time to go to the Veterans Center and help them out in some way. So I always look forward to being able to support the men and women who are guarding our country and on 2 legs and 4. I love you all. Thank you, Christine.
Thank you, Suzanne. So you know your donation helps. If you know anyone or you want to donate for a bulletproof vest, we actually had a donation that was given, and it took us a very long time during COVID to provide that vest to the department. And the department told us, was it like a week? The dog had gotten stabbed a week before we gave him that vest. And thank God it missed vital organs. They had since created a nonprofit so that they could start accepting those kind of donations in events where things were shut down. And yeah, it really does matter. So if you choose a city in California or a department in California and that's who you support, Dan can help you vest a dog in that area. Robin.
Hello, everyone. I'm so glad to be here. My name's Robin McKenzie Thomas, and I have several family members that are in the military and have been in the military for a couple different decades in various branches. And I've also worked with several colleagues over the years that are current active and also veterans. And it's just part of my heart to want to help provide resources for folks in various stages of life. And I'm also volunteer with an organization, Project Management Institute. It's a global organization and serving the same group of people. Military outreach is a huge part of what we do, and also provide services and training and resources for people who might be interested in transitioning into the field of project management. So I want to be able to share what I have available and also learn from all of you so we can all share with each other to our respective people that we know we could make a big impact on. And so I received an invite today in my calendar, and I'm like, what's this all about? So I clicked, and I'm just so honored to be here with all of you and appreciate everything you do, because your heart is in the same place, wanting to help other people, regardless of where they're at, to be able to move forward and just be successful in whatever they dream of and whatever we can do to help. So thank you for having me here.
I love it. Make sure you leave your contact so everyone can connect with you.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And I'm from Orange County, California. And if there are some other events that are going on, I'd love to participate and meet all of you that are local. And if there's anything I could do in the volunteer aspect, if I'm available, I'd be more than happy to.
Oh, don't worry. Before you get off, we'll tell you exactly where we go. We all have events for you.
We're going to fill up your calendar for you. Thank you for asking, Robin.
Yes, definitely, definitely. Lelaine, the lovely Lelaine.
Hi, everyone. I'm glad to be here, glad to be a supporter, and thank you, Christine and Yogi, for putting together this great group. You provide so many resources for veterans, and your outreach is amazing because you started small and you guys are going across the nation, which is incredible. And all the resources you're sharing is vital and critical to those who have served. They deserve it. They need all the help they can get, and providing them with a circle of resources is just what they need and deserve. So I'm so glad to be part of this group, and I really give kudos. Like everybody's been saying, you guys have been going all these years, and it's just a truly a godsend that you're doing this so you could help these veterans and military get what they need and their benefits. So I'm glad to be here. Margarita is the founder of our company. It's called Bodyguard. We have two companies. One is the Bodyguard LLC, which is a wearable device to help caregivers move their loved ones, reposition them. And also we have a new division for canines with a support harness that takes what you did for humans to bring over to, actually the mission was to help retired canine veterans, military canines. So we're going to bring it there, and then of course share it as much as we can and work with organizations that do care packages for the military. So that's our goal. And we love sharing and being a part of this community, as we said, and we support the veterans 100%, and hopefully they get all they deserve. So that's why we're here. Thank you guys for having this group.
Yeah, and connect with Lelaine because she is a connector on my level. She's got massive connections, amazing people, all wanting to do good work to help people. So definitely. If no one has a topic, I know we have some time left. I would love to have Alex share a few things. I don't know if Alex, this is going around in your world, but I keep hearing about veteran suicide. Last night, I heard about someone losing their life. 2 weeks ago, I heard about someone losing their life. And I'm not a veteran. I am someone that supports veterans and has for a long time. But I can imagine how many veterans right now have multiple people that are experiencing these losses. And I wish there was something that we can do. I'm sure we all do. But can you share a little bit about kind of some of the support that you guys are offering and I don't know, something because it's just the numbers keep going up.
Yeah, so thank you for asking that question, honestly, because it is something that, a lot of us, who are veterans and, and it's applicable throughout the board through first responders, law enforcement, right? And we tend to struggle in silence, right? Because we can't be the weak ones, and we tend to just shy away from things, right? But the beautiful part here in Orange County is that you have a lot of organizations who are doing preventative work, right? To get those veterans before that's even an issue, whether they're at the Veterans Resource Colleges, right? And a lot of the directors of those programs are well connected to the community. So providing direct resources to agencies, right? Whether, and we usually look at veterans who are going through like the judicial justice system. Maybe they're experiencing homelessness, right? So there's all these things that are like the trigger factors, right? That, they're high risk because they belong to this little environment for the moment. But I mean, we have Battalion 22 who on Tuesdays host, kind of a therapy group session, but not therapy group session because they're the therapy anti-therapy group, right?
Nice.
And- yeah. So honestly, if I'd love to connect you to Matt, and if you haven't met Matt, and he can tell you the whole spiel of Battalion 22 and it is that they do, right? And it's honestly just a great group of guys where it's not just for like OEF, OIF veterans, it's any veteran there, and we just talk about real problems, real issues, right? Like our service ends and we transition out and life still happens for us, right? So then one of the things that was really cool that happened for me during that group was that I'm a new father. My daughter is 7 and my son is 3. And the two modes of discipline that I know are, getting some whoopings from my mom when I was younger, which I don't want to be that parent,
Mhm.
and leaving the household at 18 to join the Marine Corps. All I know is, some drill instructor, NCOs, we're gonna do this because that's our objective, and we're gonna create that. So then again, so in my personal life, I was like, well, how do I become a dad that's like still disciplining my kids, but I'm not being abusive or anything like that, right? And just the guys were there like, hey, like, bro, like, don't worry about it. Like, we've experienced that too. Check it out. Like this helped me, this worked for us. And again, just being able to like anyway, and I say that because we look at it like if I were to say that to like my VA clinician, right? She'd be like, "Well, what are the kids?" And right away they're gonna start making like a CPS
Yeah.
assessment, right? So how do I like? It's something that troubles me, but like, how do I communicate it to somebody without having to be concerned of like, hey, like they're mandated reporters, they're gonna start looking, like they're gonna be like, oh, you're an abusive father, like. I'm really not, right? Just we struggle with like that discipline factor because a lot of us just kind of know like by the numbers, right? When things break down, by the numbers, do A, B, C, and then you're gonna be squared away. So again, like organizations like Battalion 22 are there for veterans to come out, um, talk about what the issues that are going on in their lives, get some good feedback. So that's one of them. Also, like I'm pretty sure if you guys haven't heard of them, but Strong Family, Strong Children, um, they do amazing work in the community. Mitzi is like an angel sent from heaven. Like she will be on the phone with you trying to get stuff figured out, right? They provide dads together. It's like a 16-hour evidence-based practice that they do. It's 16 weeks that they get together, right? And it kind of teaches the vets, how to be like discipline your children, like how to be a present father, right? Different things, right? Things that we might not, pick up on, until it gets pointed out, and we need assistance in developing those skills, right? So they do an amazing job for those kind of things. Um, there's organizations out here like, homelessness. You have, Volunteers of America that do the SSVF 1736, different organizations that do that, working with the Community Resource and Referral Center in off Broadway, which is Civic Center and Broadway, and they're right there in the corner. And a lot of the veterans don't know that you can begin your VA journey there, right? They have outreach specialists that go and engage with the veteran, help them fill out the enrollment form, and then from there they send it to the business office that gets your primary care appointment set up and stuff like that. And you don't have to go to Long Beach, and that's the best part, right? It's in your backyard.
That's
So
VOAL, VIO.
no, no. So Volunteers of America, so VOALA, yeah, they are on Broadway, but they're right off the freeway, right? And then there's the CRC, which is like a couple blocks down, and they're off Civic Center and Flower would be the main cross streets for them there. And that's like a VA hub, right? Like like a FOB, like forward operating base. And they do a lot of good stuff there too. So again, we try to empower the community to see what they're doing, right, whether it be the colleges putting events together where now they're promoting connectedness, and the research tells us that veterans coming together. Oh yeah, yeah, got it, Anthony. So the research tells that like those things help veterans deviate from that stuff, and in our side, on the VA side, what we do is I connect with the suicide prevention team out of Long Beach, and then we provide safe training which teaches you how to ask the question of like, hey, like, are you thinking about killing yourself? And it's a hard question to ask, right? And that's one of the pieces we get the people comfortable with asking the question, but we also give them the tools to know how to act if someone's like, yes, I am thinking about killing myself. Because at that point, you've already asked, right? And now you're in that situation with that person. So having you be ready to act and know who to contact and what's the appropriate measures to take, is very important because, again, I think we asked that question, right? But no one ever really expect a yes, right? You kind of like, no, I'm good, I'm good, but what happens if someone's like, yes, I am. And that training does that for you. There's a lot of practical application. Um, we do that. Then we also train on on building safety plans, right? Appropriate safety plans. So like if it's Friday night, like 4th of July is coming up, right? A lot, many veterans are blessed, that we have families, we have somewhere to go to. We invite some of our friends from family over, right? But there's a couple veterans out there, during that day that they don't have no one. They really don't have anywhere to be. And, that's lonely downtime is not good time, right? So then, we teach them on how to build a appropriate safety plan where it's like if you know so and so, this happens, like, this is who you should call, this is who you should contact, these are your support systems, right? So that the veteran can, like, know what to do if they feel themselves, going down that slippery slope. And again, it's one of those things where it's like, we help them identify their triggers, like, what are your triggers? Let's talk about that. And again, this is all just from, because, at the VA, we realize that yes, like, we are still trying to bring that number down, and it's never going to be zero, unfortunately, right? But, in the county, we're looking at um an average about, 35 a year. Like, that's way too many.
A year?
Yeah, so here in Orange County, yes. So 2016 we have 37 deaths by suicide. 2017 would be 30, 2018 would be 42, 45 in 2019, 34 in 2020, 21 in 2021 it was 44, 22 and 23, it's both are 29 apiece. And
And
we're still, yeah, we're still starting to get the data for 24, and then what's going on with 25, right? But yeah, so that's kind of what, like, the landscape looks like, here in Orange County for those issues. And honestly, we do a lot. We engage with a lot of the community partners. There's different groups out there. We address injury mechanisms, right? So firearm is the leading cause of death by suicide. Then there's suffocation, poisoning, right? So there's a lot of community partners that focus on that education piece, where they're, hey, like, maybe you need to know where to dispose of your medication, um, during this time, right? Maybe, you accidentally took more than you were supposed to. Who do you call? Like, we provide the number to poison control, different things, right? Just again, um, without judgment, trying to just to provide information, accurate information to the veterans. Maybe the veteran is having suicidal ideations and the veteran has a firearm at home. We provide gun locks, right? We teach them, like, what they can and can't do with the firearm, right? Because a lot of them, hey, I'm not gonna say something because then I'm gonna get red flagged and I'm gonna lose my gun rights, right? So then we try to have that conversation where we provide information so that they can make the best decision for themselves, right? And, as providers, what we do, we want the best for them as well, because as a veteran myself, like, I wouldn't want to lose my gun rights. That's just not, ideal for me, right? But again, engaging with this community, there's a lot of partners out there, whether it be education, access to education, your counselor, your voc rehab, your GI Bill, um, employment, you name it, as far as in my capacity as the community engagement and partnership coordinator, like, we are everywhere.
that's wonderful. It's wonderful. I do want to meet some of those people for sure.
No, definitely. We can get in contact. We can make it happen. Again, maybe have them on here, so they can, they themselves can tell you, like, the great work that they're doing, because I'm probably not giving them enough credit and enough justice for what they do.
Yeah, no, it's incredible. You made me think of something. There's actually a community, not just but veteran organizations are welcome, but there's a community suicide prevention coalition meeting July 16th in, I believe it's the city of Orange border, maybe Garden Grove. It's at the Orange County Healthcare
Yeah.
Agency. So if anybody's interested in attending that, let me know. It looks like it's 9 a.m. to 11:30, and I
Yeah.
can share that information. But thank you so much.
No, yeah, and through them, they also have the means reduction safety work group,
Mhm.
where, they welcome, anybody who has, their 2 cents to throw into how we can address these situations, right? So then, like, they're like, the first topic that they focused on was firearm safety, right? So then there's been people there who are, they're firearms instructors. There's, those individuals in there that have a CCW, and they professionally do these things, right? And then you have people who have never touched the firearm. They don't know what it is, and what they know is because of what Hollywood told them, it's in the movies, right? And putting all these like people from different backgrounds together to come up with something that is accurate and powerful and full of information is wonderful, because again, you're not getting one side or the other. You're getting something that the community came together to put together for us to distribute to those that are in need.
It's a really great thing that everybody is coming together and doing that education. It just seems like maybe definitely more needs to be done by bringing more of the smaller ones, outskirt organizations, more collaboration. But yeah, it's pretty incredible what we do have in Orange County. So you're right. Well, you're lucky if you're a veteran and you do live here. Do you guys want to share any events that you have coming up? Because I know that Patriots and Paws, the city of Anaheim, has a dinner and comedy show coming up. It's all to raise funds so that Patriots and Paws can continue to support veterans. It's $50 a ticket, July 19th. That ticket includes your dinner, your drinks, alcoholic or non-alcoholic, and your comedy show with professional comedians who happen to be veterans. So it's going to be an incredible night. Navy Federal sponsoring Polly's Pie, Cardenas Tequila. We have Brewery X and many more sponsors. So it's going to be great. I hope everybody gets a chance to make it out there. Suzanne mentioned OCPCA. So if you want to be a part of the Police Canine show that's coming up in October, go to ocpca.org. They may still have some vendor booths. I don't know. There is an opportunity to get your name up in the sky in the drone show. That's a pretty decent sponsorship. But if you're interested in having your logo in the sky, you want to reach out to Vince and we'll get you connected. I know, right? It's amazing. How many drones do you know, Suzanne? It's like thousands. It took over the fireworks show, and I don't think they're going back. It's incredible.
It's really expensive because I was thinking of having it, but I don't even remember how much. It was one of those, if you have to ask, you can't afford it. But oh well.
I won't say what it is on air, but I'll tell you later. Oh my goodness. So Patriots and Paws is always looking to align with any one of you. So if anyone wants to come to the warehouse, have a conversation with Penny or anyone on the team and figure out how we can do events together, or have you guys do workshops on the grounds, do anything to support our veterans, the door's open. So please unmute, share what you have coming up, and make sure you save chat before we hop off.
And we're gonna be live streaming the event also. Am I correct? So we will be.
We're not going to talk about that right now because we want
Okay.
to fill the seats. We want you there.
Oh,
Yeah.
awkward.
They're selling tickets right now, so we'll go into details later.
Buy the tickets.
Yes. And you don't have to be a veteran. The best thing is we want community members, we want organizations, we want businesses. We want the community who loves to align and support veterans to come out and join us so they have a way in which they can support veterans with their teams.
What she said.
Yeah, but hey, I know there's a golf tournament coming up for colleges in November.
Yes.
Why?
November 7th, we are hosting an event here in San Diego. It's going to be the first of its kind, where 3 community colleges, Mil2Vet, is coming to organize this event. The GI Bill does not cover all of the funds for people to survive. So there's a lot of homeless veterans that are going through school and still trying to take classes and survive that way. So with that, we decided to try to figure a way to help decrease the problem, and that also leads to suicide attempts. So with that, we're coming up with a fundraiser to provide the veterans with scholarships across all community. Well, first 3 community colleges down here in San Diego, the San Diego Community District, and that will be November 7th. If you're interested, I will put the link here on the chat, and then if you want to come, show a face, be part of it, help in any way, would love to have you.
It's going to be a lot of fun, you guys. Still looking for sponsors, looking for golfers. Join anyway. And then I want to kind of end with Anthony over here. This deported veteran fair is so important. 2 weekends ago, we were down at the federal building with a veteran who's called in to go meet and turn himself in. And so I think we had 5 commanders from different VFWs and legions come support. Congressman Correa came with us, his attorney, and did everything we could to show support. Thankfully, they were respectful and they said that this mass text was going out and they will call with an appointment soon. But thoughts, prayers, whatever good energy, and definitely more information about some of these events because there are many reasons why a veteran can get deported right now. It's happening all the time, and especially right now. And it's not an immigration issue. This is a veteran issue that we need to address separately. So thank you, Anthony, for sharing that. And make sure we get that posted in the Facebook too.
Thank you.
All right, guys. I hope to see you next month. I think we have a speaker for next month, Alex. I think you're bringing people to come talk. So
No, yeah, most definitely. I'll drop my email here in the chat, and then let's get together and bring awareness to these resources out here in Orange County.
yes, please. And everyone, patriotsandpause.org, if you're interested in these events, we are looking for some more sponsorships. We're selling tickets, and any way you want to give back, we'd love to have you connect. And I'm putting my information in chat as well. Thank you guys all so much for joining us. Sorry for the technical difficulties. Getting used to comfort in crisis. Thanks to Mario and his jokes. And I appreciate every one of you for everything that you do for the community. That helps all of us do more. So thank you. Bye, guys. Save the chat. If you don't know how, do the 3 dots at the bottom of the chat. Click
Thank
save.
you, everyone.
Thank you for all the info. Great information you shared.
Thank you, Christine. Bye.
Bye, Suzanne. I'll see you soon. We got a dog show.